Welcome back to my channel Kishore Sir Ki Pathshala. We are doing chemical reaction and equation that is for 10 Cbse science. Last time we had seen different type of reaction, that is the displacement reaction. Today we are going to see reaction called as double displacement reaction. Now what this reaction is all about? For that, let's do one activity. What we need to do, we need to take 3 ml of sodium sulfate, right? Take 3 ml of sodium sulfate, okay, in a test tube, and take 3 ml of barium chloride in another test tube, right? Now mix this well, mix the two solution well. What we'll get? We'll get a white substance we'll get here, okay, which is insoluble in water, which is formed. This insoluble substance formed is known as precipitate. So this is my precipitate which is formed. Any reaction that produces a precipitate can be called as a precipitation reaction. So this reaction is called as a precipitation reaction. So now what happens here is that there is a reaction of barium ion and sulfate ion which forms a barium sulfate. The other products formed are sodium chloride which remains in the solution. So this is what the reaction is all about. BaCl2 plus Na2SO4 gives me NaCl plus BaSO4. Let us see few more examples. Before that, let us see the definition. The reaction in which there is an exchange of ions between the reactants are called as double displacement reaction. Let us take example of lead nitrate and potassium iodide. Right. So what you see here, when a solution of lead nitrate and potassium iodide are mixed, a yellow precipitate is formed. Okay, of lead iodide is formed. So chemical equation, if you see here, is that lead nitrate PbNO3 twice plus potassium iodide gives me lead iodide plus potassium nitrate. Lead iodide, which is a solid precipitate. Okay, yellow precipitate. The lead and potassium exchange their anions to give. See your lead and potassium. What they are doing? They have exchanged their anions. Okay. See here, lead has gone with iodine and potassium has gone with nitrate. Okay. And what is formed? Lead iodide and potassium nitrate is formed. So this is my double displacement reaction. Now let's talk about oxidation and reduction reaction. For that, what we'll do is that we'll take copper, okay, right? The surface of copper powder becomes coated with black copper oxide. Yes, this is because oxygen is added to copper and copper oxide is formed, right? So copper oxide, what is been formed? When you react copper with oxygen, you get copper oxide. Okay. And if hydrogen gas is passed over the heated copper oxide, if you pass hydrogen gas over copper oxide, what you'll see is that the black coating on the surface turns brown as the reverse reaction takes place and you get copper metal, right? You get copper metal is obtained. So now here we need to see that what is happening in the reaction. Let's check what is happening. Before that, let's have a definition for oxidation and reduction, right? If a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen during a reaction, it is oxidized. We all agree to that, right? If a substance loses oxygen or gains hydrogen during a reaction, it is said to be reduced. So let's see what it's all about. Now during the reaction, what we see is that here we have copper, right? Copper 2 is oxidized. Okay, copper 2 oxide is losing what? It is losing oxygen. Okay, see here. This is losing oxygen and it is being reduced. Okay, because it is losing oxygen, it is being reduced and reduction is taking place. Now here you see with hydrogen, what is happening with hydrogen? Hydrogen is gaining oxygen here and is being oxidized. Right? In other words, one reactant gets oxidized. Here you see one reactant is getting oxidized while the other is getting reduced. Okay, simultaneously the process is happening. Such reactions are called as oxidation reduction reaction. Okay, or it's called as redox reaction. A very important reaction as such. Some more examples regarding this. Here you will see zinc oxide is there, which reacts with carbon to give zinc and carbon monoxide. What is happening here? Here you see the carbon. Carbon, you'll see it has been oxidized to carbon monoxide. Okay, and what is happening with zinc oxide? Zinc oxide is reduced. Okay, and here carbon is oxidized, right? Okay, here you will see that the reactant carbon and zinc oxide are there. Okay, here you will see that in this reaction, second one, okay, MnO2 plus HCl. What is happening? MnCl, H2O plus Cl2 is there. In this reaction, you will see that HCl is oxidized to chlorine, where hydrogen is lost. Where you will see that MnO2 is reduced. See here, it is reduced to MnCl2. That's the redox reaction all about. So students, today we came across double displacement reaction and redox reaction. So kindly like, share and subscribe my channel Kishore Sir Ki Pathshala for more informative videos.